Hello and welcome to Friday First with me, Nicola.
And me, Laura. Today we'll be looking back on the main stories from this week.
As I'm sure you're all aware, we've been celebrating the Queen's 90th birthday all week.
Last month, Salford residents helped keep the streets clean by taking part in the National Litter Pic Campaign. Our reporter Rachel Williams was there.
A litter pick. Not the usual present for the Queen's 90th birthday, but this community group in Broughton, Salford, took part in the National Litter Picking Weekend, Clean for the Queen.
We're not just picking up for the Queen, we're picking up for our own area. We want our area to look nice, so, but yeah, we're just jumping on the back of that campaign. On Boxing Day, there was devastating floods which hit this part of Salford and devastated the whole area. And this park has actually has been built especially as a flood defence. So when the floods happened, all the water rushed into this park and brought with it loads of debris and loads of rubbish.
This food packaging, alongside takeaway meals, plastic bottles and cigarette butts, are among the growing menace affecting our wildlife, society and parks. In Salford alone, 260 bags of litter were collected, weighing 3.5 tonnes, with 40 groups and 547 volunteers taking part. Andrew is one of the many volunteers for Salford City Council helping out for free.
I walk around a lot and I get really frustrated by all the rubbish that I see and all the litter on the ground. So I just want to try to make it a nicer place. I do think that it would be better if the council did more, because I never see anyone from the council actually cleaning up, but I understand with like the lack of money and their cutbacks all over the place. I think it's really important for people to look after their own community.
Heaps of hard work have been put in by the Salford community for the Queen's 90th birthday celebrations today. Yay! Rachel Williams, Quays News, Broughton.
The University of Salford Student Union has been protesting against Prevent, the UK's anti-radicalisation strategy. The union has recently held a Students Not Suspects campaign. Banati has more.
Prevent is one strand of the government's counter-terrorism policy. It carries itself to prevent the radicalisation of individuals towards extremism.
The ultimate aim is to drive the Prevent duty out of every campus, every school and every community, but along the way we're trying to educate those communities, we're trying to talk to them about what the government is trying to do, the broader counter-terrorism agenda, and to build those kind of coalitions where people can have the confidence to speak out about it and talk about their experiences.
In February last year, the Counter-Terrorism and Security Act 2015 puts Prevent on a lawful basis for the first time, imposing an obligation on public bodies including universities, colleges, nurseries, prisons and the NHS to have due regard to the need to prevent people from being drawn into terrorism through the strategy known as the Prevent duty.
A lecturer can't judge a student just from what his appearance is about, what his interest is about. He's coming to uni to learn.
I think they should take more measures towards it, and before you make assumptions or point at someone, you have to be absolutely sure.
We spoke to Polly Smith to get a better insight on what the University of Salford has to do under Prevent.
If there is a particular concern with a student that they might be being influenced by any type of group in a way that is oppressive, or again that they might be making choices they might regret, that's ultimately their decision, but we will look to discuss with them whether they're happy with everything that's going on in their life and whether they would like any other type of support. That might be from inside the institution, or we might draw on support from externally. And again, that's whatever the situation. It doesn't have to be terrorism related.
Benatin Aquasel.
The comedian, actress, musician and writer Victoria Wood passed away this week after short illness. The Dinner Ladies creator was local to Manchester, having been brought up in Prestwich.
She was 62 years old. Dan McLaughlin joins us in the studio. So Dan, I understand you met Victoria.
Yes, it was when I was very young. I was a teenager, and there was a BBC drama a couple of years ago on the life of Morecambe and Wise, and Victoria produced the programme, and I think she starred in it as Eric Morecambe's mother. And they were auditioning young people, teenagers, to be a young Eric Morecambe. Wow. And after getting through a few rounds, I finally got to meet her on her audition panel.
Wow.
Such a lovely person.
How was it like? How did you feel? Like, how was she like?
You know, it was quite alien to me, being in front of all these producers, you know, very stony faced, but she was there, she was lovely, she was welcoming. She loved sort of the Lancastrian accent because she had it herself, so I think, you know, it was like a kindred spirit, and she did nothing but made me feel welcome in such a very sort of nervous environment.
What about her career?
Her career? Well, I was brought up on videotapes that my mum and dad and my nan would have had, because obviously she was big in the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah.
I adored her music, you know. She had the ballad of Barry and Frida about a frustrated middle-aged couple, or things would never have worked, with a great line, you know, you had your pin-up girl, I couldn't match you, I didn't want to, it was Mrs. Thatcher. She was a great, you know, she had this sort of typical working class approach to comedy, you know, so it's a tragic comedy approach.
And a Salford girl herself.
A Prestwich girl, yeah.
And she won lots of awards and she was nominated to many things.
Yeah.
Can you tell us more about that?
She was recognised with BAFTA. This is a lot of stuff. She was a writer as well. We can't forget. She was a writer of Dinner Ladies, Housewife 49. She did a lot over her career. She was such a versatile comedian, a natural comedian, but she was an actress, a writer, and a fantastic musician.
Wow. Definitely such a shame.
It felt like a punch to the gut when when I heard she passed away, and having met her making me feel very welcome. And she said to me about my Lancastrian accent was never lose that accent, use it as a weapon.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us in the studio today.
Thank you.
So the Dodgeball World Cup was held in Manchester over the weekend with 11 countries competing in the competition.
Our reporter, Jono Drinkhill, went to the stadium to see the action.
On Sunday morning, Bellevue was buzzing with an abundance of nationalities. They were all here for one cause, to lift the Dodgeball World Cup.
A lot of people enjoy the sport in Egypt. We've been playing in sports camps since 2003. So it will be a big thing. We hopefully when we come back, and hopefully next World Cup we'll perform better.
The World Dodgeball Championships has come to the National Basketball Centre in Manchester this weekend, with England men's and women's both tipped for success. We'll see how they got on.
The England Lions opened Sunday's proceedings with a match against the Egypt national team. Tactically, England had too much and romped to a comfortable 13-1 victory.
It was really good, like the team was really controlled and we really played our own game, and we didn't get Egypt to kind of like run with the balls or anything, so it was a nice, calm, cool, relaxed play from us. Everybody played brilliantly, and I think everybody out there can be proud of themselves after that game.
I'm going for gold. Our women are looking strong. We're working as a unit really well. We've won 2 of our group games. We drew 1 against our toughest team. We've got 1 left, so I'm really hopeful.
This has been Jono Drinkhill at the final day of the Dodgeball World Championships.
Oh, the childhood memories of collecting and swapping trading cards and stickers. Now, what would you do if you had the chance of doing so with a Premier League star? Manchester United's Juan Mata gave the children of Salford the chance to do that, as he took part in the Match Attacks card tournament in Salford Shopping Centre on Monday.
Collectors had the chance to meet one another, swap cards and learn how to use them in competitive situations. It was then Mata's chance to showcase his own skills entertaining the crowd. Fans had the chance to meet the Manchester United midfielder, who took the time out to sign merchandise, take photos and help in a very special card selection.
Now, last week, one of the world's toughest workout challenges, Armour Camp, came to the UK for the first time and took place right here in Manchester.
Rachel Stewart had a tough time finding out more about the challenge.
Okay, welcome to Armour Camp 2016!
Under Armour Camp is one of the toughest workouts in the UK. It challenges to push your willpower and to push your physical limits to breaking point. Hi, I'm Rachel Stewart and I'm here at the Victoria Warehouse in Manchester taking part in the Under Armour Camp. This is the first time the event's come to the UK, so first time here in Manchester. Let's give it a go!
I'm hearing so far that it's going to be pretty intense, but I'm just super excited to be involved.
Pretty excited to see what's inside, to be honest.
Under Armour say it's what you do in the dark that puts you in the light. This is proven by 300 fitness enthusiasts who joined me on Sunday in an intense 50-minute workout. We had to participate in 5 different zones, each testing a different aspect of fitness, and for participants to become better athletes.
I'm Neil Parsley, strength and conditioning coach. I led the Under Armour camp workout. I think it was really good. I think the energy in the room was brilliant. Everyone came to train hard and give everything they've got, which is great. So yeah, I thought it was an awesome event.
No, it was good, really enjoyable. It's used to sort of training with my stable mates, my gym mates, but certainly not that many people all at once. And no, it was good. I think you try and feed off each other's energy. And no, it was a great workout. It was almost not like a workout. There's a DJ here. There was it was really enjoyable, and so I'd love to do it again sometime.
But what did everyone else think?
It was amazing. It was great challenge. Never experienced that in my life before.
It was a lot harder than expected, a lot more challenging.
That was absolutely agony. A lot of fun, I really enjoyed it.
It's so intense and everyone's just going at it so hard. It really is a next level kind of thing.
Well, that was one of the most intense things I've ever done. Do you think you're ready for the world's toughest workout? I definitely wasn't. Rachel Stewart, Quays News.
With so many great films being released recently, it's so hard to pick which one to see first.
Don't worry, we have Elliot Smith in the studio with the latest cinema news.
Yeah. So, hello, welcome here. Thanks. So what film are you going to talk about, and what is it about actually?
It's called Huntsman Winters War, and it's about, it's a sequel to Snow White and the Huntsman, set a few years after where Snow White's ruled for a few bit, and it's just about sort of the progression from Charlize Theron's sister, who is Emily Blunt, the character of the Ice Queen, and her story, basically about that.
And what actors are we looking out for in this film?
Well, there's Chris Hemsworth, Charlize Theron and Emily Blunt are the main build cast, so they're the big stars. You've also got Jessica Chastain, an Oscar supporting actress, Nick Frost, Rob Brydon, Sheridan Smith, so it's a very, very high profile cast.
What did you enjoy the most personally?
I'd have to say the visual effects, definitely, like, it's just so well made and well done in the visual effects
How was the CGI?
CGI, stunning. I'd rate it up there with very, very good. You had lifelike characters, lifelike CGI, which is what you want really in a film. I think it was very, very, overall, just some really good CGI.
And how did it compare? I know the producers were the same as Alice in Wonderland.
Alice in Wonderland, yeah.
How did it compare for you?
I think that the Alice in Wonderland for me would have been a bit better story-wise, but the characters in Snow White and the Huntsman made the film. So Rob Brydon and Nick Frost were the two shining lights throughout the film. I think they probably put it a bit up on the characters in Alice in Wonderland. For me, I think they're about on par, I'd say.
When is it coming out? Is it today? And
it's out
when
today.
can we see it?
It's out today. You can see it today at the Manchester View at 2:30 and again at 8:30. So it's all available.
Yeah, I'm going to go down,
today.
yeah. Do you think it's going to be nominated for any awards?
The only one I can see it sort of being nominated for would be for the visual effects. The story I don't think is particularly amazing. It's not going to win anything. The characters maybe, the acting performances do drive the film as well as the effects. I think those two departments are what really seal the film.
And we saw the Jungle Book is out as well this week. Do you think that fairy tales are becoming a little bit too dark?
I think overall they're making them a bit darker, they're sort of swallowing the concept, but then you do have obviously Disney with like Marvel bringing out a lot of the not jollier stuff but more light-hearted, like Civil War's coming out next week, and all of that sort of stuff counteracts. I think it's nice to see some different adaptations going out there, not just the fluffy, you know, Snow White Disney animations. I think I like these darker and grittier sort of tones.
Definitely.
Well, thank you so much for joining us in the studio today.
Thank you.
That's it for this afternoon. Don't forget you can stay up to date with the latest news, sport and entertainment online at quaysnews.net.
Or you can follow us on Twitter at Quays News. Goodbye.
Goodbye.